whether it's what did I miss? YouTube. Everybody, oh wait a minute, stop the press. Here comes Dreamy. You know she,
Okay.
you know she went shoe shopping, so she had to make her grand entrance. You know how that goes. You know, what I mean, boom, pow, ping, there it is. All right. So you want to introduce everybody, babe? Go ahead. You can introduce everybody. I want you to introduce them, babe.
Okay, we have.
Because you're gonna say it with so much enthusiasm. You know what I mean? You're gonna really give it to them.
Okay. We have Jada Bay Pretty, which is a 9-year-old that actually owns her own business as well. She's an entrepreneur. You can check her out at jadabaypretty.com. She sells all types of facials and lotions and all the little cosmetic things. You guys will love her. Jada. Then we have Christina. Christina is a straight athletic person. Track. Oh, that's what I'm
Go get them, do it really rock. So go do your thing, go do your thing.
And then we also have Brianna, which is an entrepreneur as well. I know she looked young, but she grown. She owned her own lash and hair company named Morve. If you can tell us a little bit about Morve, that'd be great.
Morve is a lash company that Morve is a lash company and a hair company that me and my sister own. We just got started last year, but check us out. Check out the website. It's morvelash.com, and you won't be disappointed.
That's right. Okay.
Check it out in our comments. We're going to make sure that we comment. We're going to put that website in there where you can log on and you can support this young entrepreneur. She's doing it. Haven't even reached what? 29 yet, and she's already doing
Or 9.
Yeah, from 9 to 20. No, seriously. 19 years old. 19 years old and already an entrepreneur. 9 years old and already an entrepreneur. And 14 and already is getting the buzz of Hollywood stirred completely up. You guys better watch out. I'm telling you, you better watch out. You better watch out. Okay. Tonight's topic. The pros and cons, the positives and negatives of social media.
That's right.
Who wants to start off?
Social media.
Who wants to start off?
Okay, well, I'll start off. I think that, and please, guys, please comment as well, because we do want to know your opinion and what you think, so we can address different things as well. So if you see it differently, please say it so we can go ahead and address that as well. Now, social media, to me, has actually made a good impact and a bad impact to me. Now, no, I'm serious. Now, the good impact is that we can reach worldwide as far as, businesses and just advertising and marketing your companies and meeting new people or things like that. But the bad side, what it's doing to our generation, and that's why we have younger people on the show today, because we want to hear what they have to say as well. And so what the bad side to social media is to me is that with all our younger kids, it just totally block the fact of them knowing how to do interviews, knowing how to basically do resumes, and just learning more of, or just how to talk to people. Everybody is in their phones. Nobody do anything, they just in their phones. So when it's time to basically communicate, right, or go talk to somebody that's sitting beside them, they would rather be on their phone versus going and communicating. And right. It makes it hard to socialize with other people because they so busy. They don't have to talk on the phone. They don't have to communicate. They can just do it online. So
what you're saying, Mama Bear, is, and I want you to come in and I want y'all to interject on this thing, Bree, and Lady Jada, is that what you're saying is one of the negatives of social media. It has robbed this generation and our culture of personal interaction. People just don't talk to one another anymore. Right. We text, we Facebook, we IG, we Twitter, we tweet, we Snapchat. We do all this stuff through social media, and we really don't even know how to communicate or even address one another, in person. What do y'all got to say about that?
What do y'all feel about that?
Talk extremely loud. Extremely loud. Lady Jada, what you got to say about that?
Well,
Okay,
now
can't hear you.
Gotta talk loud.
people, when they're on their phone,
No, stop. Time out. Time out. I need that Jada Babe
I
Pretty
need
to
that
come
Jada
out.
Babe
I
Pretty.
need that personality to
That's
come
right.
out. Come on, bring my Jada out.
well, when people are on their phones and I try to go play with them and I talk to them, they'll just ignore me and just go back on the phone.
So you're saying that so a lot of times your friends are more consumed with their phones
Phone rather
than
than
they
playing.
are really into interaction. How does that make you feel? What do you think about that when your kids are on the phones and stuff like that? You know,
Kind of sad. 'cause
kind of sad. Oh yeah, really? Why?
Well, why don't you just jump on your phone?
Cause I don't want to play with my phone.
Because you want to play with your right. Because you.
Interact.
Do you really like human beings? You like people?
she
Really,
like
you
people.
What do you think about it, Bree? What do you think about it?
I feel like, so are we going back to the good and the bad?
Whichever
Yeah,
one.
yeah. However you want to do it, but you know.
I feel like social media has become addictive to the younger culture. Like sometimes it's hard to get off of social media. Oh, talk about it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard to get off social media, but I feel like the good things about social media is that you can get your name out there faster, and you can interact with people, but not in person. Like I can't really explain it. Like, but the bad
Well,
part.
are you saying that you can interact with people inboxing?
Yeah, but
But
you
you
can also
don't really-
make more connections on social. Like you can
That's
also
as far as
get
different
to-
businesses,
yeah,
right?
like
Okay.
say businesses or what's the word? Getting yourself out there.
So what you're saying is it's a good means of networking.
Yeah, a good
Right.
networking strategy.
It's a good networking
Yeah.
strategy, but the negatives are what?
I feel like the negatives are people's on it too much that they don't get out and live life. They don't know what's out here in life,
Wow.
like traveling and stuff like that. It's more to it than just, Instagram and stuff. And I feel like, when a lot of negative things is on the internet too, like the music videos and everything like that. A lot of negative stuff, and the kids, this day and time will take that in their head.
Wow.
and
We
roll
finna chop
with
this
it.
up. We
Right,
finna chop
so,
this up. I'm telling you.
I feel like that's a really
Oh,
big
really?
negative.
Right.
All right, Christina, what you think? What are the positives, and give me some negatives of social media?
The positives of social media, I think it helps us evolve and communicate with more people than if we were to. It would make it harder for us if we didn't have social media to communicate with people, in my opinion, because how do I explain this? Okay.
Just say how you
Just talk
feel.
loud and explain it. However you want to explain it.
If we say we
So
didn't have-
no. So you're saying that what you feel is that you can communicate better through social media and not off because it gives you do it give you that oomph to say I need to talk to this person, or is that business wise, or is that just this young generation social? Let me talk to this guy, girl. You understand what I'm saying?
Like business wise,
Okay.
meaning like it gives you more options
Okay.
to become successful.
Okay.
in
I
life.
hear you.
Interact.
Well, brother Mitchell Lester, he said it ain't just the young people. It's also these old heads too.
Say
You
that.
know,
Right,
I mean,
right,
and I like his comment, but it's some old heads too now.
Right,
We just don't
right.
want to put it all on the young people because we're gonna come back to that point in a minute. But what I want to really do, let's talk about some negatives. Well, no, I'll tell you what. Let's talk about some positives first.
I want to say this is that what I want to say is what I have seen per my own eyes in many of my friends' homes or many of different people's homes that social media has gotten to the point to where families don't even interact
That's true.
anymore.
Yeah.
Families don't even interact, and a lot of times when you're dealing with a lot of social media, you have to tell your kids, and not these kids these
The wives and the husbands
too.
and
You
grown
have to
folks.
say,
But old heads.
put your phone down so
Right,
we
right.
can talk, or even so we can cook, or we can do whatever, because I truly think that it is good for marketing, but as far as how long people, I definitely agree with Brianna, as far as how long the people be on it, it's totally tearing the families up.
So what you're saying is that one of the negatives of social media has consumed us so much, Brianna, Lanita, that it has consumed our focus and our attention so much to where we really are not even doing the things that we're watching.
I also feel like it's a choice, though. Like,
Oh, it's definitely a choice.
You
yeah.
don't have
Okay.
to be on the phone all the time. You don't have to be on social media all the time. You don't have to break your family up. You can say, put the phones away for a couple of
Right,
hours
right.
and let's communicate. I feel like it's a choice.
What do you think about that, Jada? Do you feel that being on the phone all day is really breaking the families up? Like we can't really communicate like we used to?
Interact with each other,
Say before you had a phone. Was it better for you, or was it for the family, or was it harder for you? Or what's the difference between before you had your phone or after you had your phone?
Well, after I had my phone, like now that I'm really like going into my phone, I really don't want to get on it, so I won't get like really addicted. Cause I'm really little.
Uh-huh.
I'm really little, so I want to like have fun with my family,
Right, right.
get to communicate with them.
I also feel like it's a positive one is that you get to like, it's also news, you know, like on Twitter you can see news stuff. Like if you didn't have phones and stuff, you wouldn't know what's going on with the world.
Right.
Because
Right.
you know, phones
But ain't it too much though? I mean, cause like what's going on with the world? Cause now people can be getting in trouble, and before somebody help them, they like, shoot, let me record this, because
Right,
you
right.
done seen people get beat to sleep online,
To what?
beat to sleep online, like.
But were people getting beat to sleep before the phones, and we
Which is
never
true.
knew this,
Right,
and
which
it
is
brought
true.
it out?
But see, I really think, here's where the dilemma comes in. You bring a good point, because there was fighting before social media. I think social media has increased fighting. And I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you why. I think because when you got stuff like World Star, when you got stuff like Vine,
Promoting.
Right.
sometimes people do stuff just because they know
Just
other
to
people are
look,
watching.
Yeah.
You know, back in the day when nobody was watching the antics and the class clowns and the bullies,
Right.
they only had a select market. You know, they only had a few people that was paying attention. Now the whole globe is paying attention. And if you get big enough for doing some
And
of the
people
most
get famous,
craziest
like knocking people
stuff,
out.
yeah, you know, really doing crazy things or really doing drastic things, whether it's fighting, whether it's being very, very sexual, whether it's being just loud and crazy, doing totally nothing, having no talent at all.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and just being flat out silly or being insultive to people, you know, talking about people, you know, sipping the tea or spilling the tea, you know what I mean? You know, it's stuff like that because you know you have a greater audience now, and social media is, you know, people, you know, it used to be a song back in the day, what people would do for money. And when social media gets to that place to where you can market your antics and get paid for it, you know, people, you know, the sky's the limit. They just won't stop. There's no filter, as you all say these days. You know what I'm saying? You know, people just do whatever they want to do. So
what do you feel about that, Christina? What do you feel about it?
how do you feel social media influences people to do things, bad or good?
If you see something on social media, sometimes you feel like, oh, maybe that'll make me cool. And that's a part of like egos.
Uh-huh.
Some people are insecure with themselves. Some people, they want to be cool. So it's just like, oh, I could probably get followers or attention, basically,
Right.
from anybody.
Right.
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 So when they do that, it don't even matter, you know?
Right.
So it's just like, when they see stuff, they're like, oh, I feel like I can do it too. They're getting attention.
Mhm.
I'm
So
giving
you
them
should-
attention,
right.
so I should do it too, you know?
Right. So.
But also it's worldwide. So if you have a business, I feel like the business point of view is excellent because you can hit each and every each and every market that you're trying to hit.
Right.
Also,
Right.
you can communicate with people across the world, Canada and
Okay. Well, the other one's still recording, so keep talking. Well, okay.
Well, you know what I think for real though? I think just as our daughter, hey Aquila, we see you coming. She said the same thing that Christina said. A lot of times social media has made some negative stuff seem cool. You know what I'm saying? And made it easily accepted because a lot of times we are often persuaded, influences in our opinion because the masses are doing it. When a whole lot of people start doing stuff, a lot of times we think it's okay because more people are doing it. If the majority is doing something, a lot of times we'll say, oh, it's cool. But social media has made, it has so many people following it to where you think that doing the wrong stuff is doing the right stuff sometimes because of the number of people that are liking it, the number of people that are following it, the number of people that are subscribing, or the number of people that are doing this, that, and other. If you got 100,000 likes or 100,000 views or 100,000 followers on something, you think you really doing something, and you could really be on your way to hell with what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we have to be very careful. What do you think should be some of the guidelines of social media?
Guidelines?
Yeah, guidelines. What do you
Well,
think?
it's kind of hard to put guidelines on social media.
I mean, I know. I'm not saying we should. But do you think it ought to have a censor?
Well, hold on. But the crazy thing about social media is that the things that are, it's don't get me wrong. It's a lot of good things on social media as far as what people post. Okay? But it's the slew full of bad things. And if you don't know what's right and what's wrong and what you really, if you don't have a balance with yourself, if you don't know, if you don't have a value, if you don't have a balance, if you don't have where like we say, no, you got to know how to come back home.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know where to say, nah, yeah, that's funny, ha 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 ha, but that ain't nothing, right? But I wouldn't do that. So, but a lot of people would say, man, that's funny, man. That man got people are praising like views, like or likes, and it's like, oh, I got 15,000 likes. Oh, it make them feel like superstars. But at the same time, it goes back to your value. Is your value really you want to be a superstar, or you want to be rich, or it just goes into that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. But go ahead.
I was gonna say something like good. I was gonna say something like good about the social media. Maybe like you're looking on Instagram and you see some like posts and be like start your own business and like you aspire them.
That's the good things, right? And like I said, you do have good things.
Mm-hmm.
You do have good things that people do try to. Let me help you start your business, and that's that network thing that Brianna was saying. As far as you do have that network.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
Okay, you do have a network of business associates, right? And you do have a network of even social networks.
and you can build that fast.
And you
on
can build
social
that
media
real fast.
nowadays.
But just like Aquila just said, what about the negatives of the networking that you encounter? Because there are a lot of predators that's on social media that's going to come with a lot of negative influences. It's kind of like you're making connects, and you're making connections, and you're making new friends, and you got friends over here, you got friends over there, and your friends that you grew up with in your neighborhood, you had interaction with them. You could see their life every day. These social media friends, they're making up a life sometimes, and or showing or portraying a life, and you really don't know what type of spirit this person have, but yet you have invited them into your life to a certain extent. And a lot of people have been, molested in this area. You know what I'm saying? They've really been taken advantage of.
A lot of people have been taken advantage of and done wrong because they thought that this person, they call it catfish, or they thought that this person was what they say they were being.
Yeah, all I can say on that is be careful, and if you're talking to somebody, make sure they're legit and about their business.
Right.
If they come at you in a way not business, then they're not trying to do business with you. If they come at you about business for real and you see that it's real, then okay, give it a try. But you can only be careful with stuff like that. That's what I think.
Right. Christine, I want you to talk about this because how would you feel if your social media usage was done in moderation? In other words, if you could only get on at a certain time, you know, because like what Brother Mitchell just said, you know, the kid's mother and father, you know, they have to, you know, they ought to know what's up. They got to watch what their kids are doing. But you know, and I will get into another question, but how would you feel if you only had, you know, an hour to be on social media and it was governed about what it was going to be looked at? You know, you can't look at this, you can't look at that, you can only be on this site or whatever. How would that make you feel?
Trapped.
Trapped. Why trap? Why trap?
Because it's just like you feel like you're not free. It just feels like somebody's over your shoulder and all this pressure's on you. You feel like, oh, if I do this wrong, what's going to happen? Or if I do this right, but they think it's wrong, then that's on me. You know? So it's just like, if y'all think it's wrong, that's automatically on me.
Right.
That's why I say trapped.
Trapped.
Right. Okay.
All right.
What do you feel? If your parents gave you a time, you only had an hour to be on social media.
I wouldn't really care because I really don't want to be on my phone.
Because you got a lot of business to take care of, huh?
Yeah, like, I want to communicate with my family and like start the family back together.
Okay. I know you're grown, but
me being a business owner, I work through social media and advertise through social media, so just an hour would not be okay with me. So, yeah.
Okay.
Well, let me ask you this. Name. I want everybody to name.
I have a question.
Okay. Everybody name one thing that has really gave you a good positive feeling about social media. Something that you really like about social media. You know. Go ahead.
Motivation. If you go through social media, there's motivation through social media.
There's some motivation sites
to get your day started.
Okay. You want to give an example?
I like to work out, you know, because I'm a little track person. So sometimes I feel lazy and I just don't want to do it. But when I see motivation in people's bodies, and it's like, you know, I want to be like that. So it's just like, maybe I need to get up, do something in my life, get inspired.
Because you see somebody else doing it.
Yeah.
Sometimes seeing is believing, you know. I got you. All right. Brianna?
I've seen people's lives change over social media, like
Literally.
Yeah, literally overnight. This girl, Amore Jada, she started from the bottom on social media and everything, and she started her business little by little, and now she's a millionaire just by selling hair. So that motivates me to be like, I could be like that. I could be making money like that.
They say they can't hear you. Y'all got to speak up.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
They can't hear. So everybody speak up. Okay.
Yeah.
But
So you say you get inspiration from social media. Brianna, you said it also inspired you because you saw other business owners start from the bottom and literally come to the top just through what they was doing on social media.
Right.
Okay.
And Jada says she really don't care.
Right.
Because she's
kind of indifferent.
She's indifferent. She want to be with her family. She want to do more. And you do have kids that's like that. They talk louder because they can't hear you.
And my sisters, Bree and Shanita, they motivate me to start my business.
That's right. Now
also it's people on social media that talk about God and religious things like that, and I follow those people and they give me uplifting and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, encouragement and stuff, and that really helps me sometimes when I don't have it. And I go on social media sometimes and start scrolling, and I see that, and it's really helped.
Okay, so my question that I would like to ask our guest here is it easier for you to talk to somebody or meet somebody and talk to somebody on social media versus you walking down the street at the park? Would you just talk to them just to have a conversation? So basically, you don't know this person and you don't know this person, but this person is on social media, this person is in your face. So what would be easier for you to do? Okay.
Go to the park and talk to them face to face.
So you would rather Jada? You gotta at least
everybody's on loud. It's too low.
Let me try to fix it. I'm gonna try to fix the sound quality. Hold on for 1 second, please.
We're gonna try to help you all out with the audio. Thank God for dreaming. But you know what she was talking about is, and what she was saying is that are you more readily available Or is it easier for you to talk to people on social media than it is to talk to them in person? Is that kind of like the question you was asking?
Right. If they see, if they're at a park and they see somebody that they think is cool, would you go? That's you. Would you go talk to that actual person to say, hey, what's up, blah, 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 or why would you not do it the opposite way?
I feel like that depends on the person. Because me, I feel like that depends on the person, because if I see a girl with some nice like weave in her hair, I'm gonna go up to her and I'll be like, where'd you get that hair from? Like, let me know. And if I see somebody with nice weave on social media, I'll say the same thing to them. I'll DM them. I feel like it's all about you and if you're, your personality and if you're shy or not. That's what I think about it.
Okay.
For some people, it's easier for them to talk, on the phone or on social media.
Right.
Some people, it's easier for them to talk in person. I feel like it depends on the person.
Okay. What about you?
I think it's easier on the phone because say if you're in person with somebody, you know how you have like an awkward conversation, it's just like you don't know what to say. But
you don't see their expressions.
Yeah. So if you're on the phone, you can choose if you want to respond or not. So it's just like if they say, oh, okay, you don't just be sitting there like, maybe that's the problem though.
Right.
Maybe that's, but
You
what if that's
having
an
an
awkward conversation? That means you don't know how to communicate correctly.
Right.
But
Well, Brother Mitchell saying it might just be bait though. You know what I mean? Sometimes people just bait you into a conversation through social media. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And we know that happens. We know that happens because a lot of times people are not really who they say they are. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, because they got these editing apps is a beast. You can edit. I mean, you can look like a
Millions
so,
bucks.
you can look like a whole. I mean, you can put a plain face picture on and put the app will put makeup on you. I mean, lashes. I mean, everything just on one app.
Yeah, the crazy thing about it is that you will see
catfishing.
You'll see the exact same person in person and won't know it's that person because
right. That's just catfishing.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, let me ask y'all this. If social media was wiped out right now, how would it affect your personal life versus your business? I know it would affect all your businesses, right? Because some of us have social media businesses, or we have, business that's dependent upon social media.
Right.
But how would it affect you personally if social media was cut out?
I feel like I'll just be bored all the time.
Okay, and why is that?
I don't really get out like that because I'm working all the time and I'm working on my business. So
is that your outlet to say, let me laugh? Because they do have some funny stuff.
Yeah, they got funny videos. They got a lot of stuff. I don't know. I just feel like I'll be bored.
Okay. So social media is your entertainment.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, and your personal life is your entertainment. What about you, Christina?
Come back to me.
come back to her. Okay.
What about you, Jay?
Well, for my business, I think
You have to talk really loud because they can barely hear you.
For my business, I think it's kind of like little.
Yeah, mama.
For my business, I think it's kind of like like that, cause like I'm gonna have to go to people's houses and like pass
And
out
try to
cards.
sell. she said for the business, it'd be kind of because she don't want to have to go pass out cards from house to house.
Right. Door to door.
Right.
But for you personally, how would it be?
Well, I'll kind of be bored because, I have my family. I can just hang out with them, but like when I'm trying to talk to my cousins, like I can't really talk to them.
That might.
Whatever happened to the telephone?
That might give us more.
Yeah, people don't even have telephones. Now, they don't have home phones, but they have.
Technology is rising by the day.
I mean, but I understand that, but you still can just say, hey, how you doing?
Soon we have floating cars.
Right, but you can still just pick up the phone and say, hey, how you doing? You can still call people, right?
Yeah,
but it's not good to call no more. We could just inbox or Snapchat. Is that it?
FaceTime.
FaceTime.
Or we could just have,
Okay.
or we could have our house phones and we could just call them and tell them that we're on the way.
everybody got cell phones nowadays.
Yeah, everybody. I think. Do anybody still have a home phone?
Nana got one.
You're right. And those are the people who
And
would
grandma.
still have one.
And grandma.
The older generation would. Are you going to have a home phone?
No.
Are you going to have a home phone?
I have one.
You're going to have a home phone? Okay.
My phone dies.
Yeah. What you gonna do? Listen. How would you all react if your social media crashed right now?
I'd be like, what?
Right.
What is going on? Wait, I would try to like go back and refresh it and be like, I know this didn't just happen. Turn off my phone, turn it back on.
12 hours later.
Okay. Then I'll be like, then I'll come to y'all.
You just
Then
said
I have
you
to
got
call
a home phone.
Instagram.
We know he in the older days. We know you older because you have a home phone.
Right.
I'll come to y'all and be like, you know,
We gonna need a new phone.
I need an upgrade because this is I don't know what's going on.
All right. Give me one negative about social media.
I think it wastes your time as in life, because if you're on social media, you're looking at other people, you know? So it's just like, you focused on the phone all day.
And next thing you know, the whole day gone.
Next thing you know,
Whole
you're
day gone.
50 years old
Right.
in the hospital, you know?
And all those 50 years, you could have been traveling,
Talk
talking
loud,
to
loud. Phone way over there.
all those 50 years, you could have been traveling, like, you know,
And having a ball.
Yeah.
Right.
You could have been practicing on becoming successful in life,
Right.
but you
Right.
were focused on your phone your whole life, so you're wasting your time.
So what you're saying is that while you're looking at everybody else doing their life,
Yeah.
living life, you're actually watching them live, and you're not
And
living your own.
way-
Yeah,
Right.
living your own.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you
What about
think,
you,
Bree?
Bree?
I just feel like it's a lot of bad influences on the internet. A lot of, sometimes people just watch and be like, I want to do it. It's just, I don't know, I can't even explain it. It's just like,
Okay, Jay.
they put out a lot of bad energy sometimes, and then the kids, they get it wrapped up in their head, and then they start doing bad things, and it's just, sometimes it's just not good.
What about you, Jada?
I say rumors.
Wow. Yeah, that's good.
Rumors on the internet
Wow.
about
Right.
you, and everybody's like, if you go
We don't even want to start with gossip.
Right.
Man.
in public, and then when you go in public,
God
people gonna
almighty.
be staring at you and be like, that's like, they gonna be whispering to their friends like, that's the girl and stuff like that.
It can lead up to bullying.
Yeah.
Right. It can lead.
Yeah.
Well, you actually have internet bullying. You have cyberbullying.
Yeah.
I think that social media can help you in good ways and in bad ways. But I also think, and I will still have to go back to, well, let me go back here first, because I think that not only do you lose, like Christina was saying, not only do you lose a lot of time, you could literally be just looking at what other people doing, and hours will roll past, and you don't even realize that you've been just swiping Instagram or Facebook or whatever you're on for 3 hours.
Mhm.
Like, you don't even realize how much time you wasting in your life. And it's one thing that you preached one Sunday. You said, if somebody is making $10 an hour, and you work for 8 hours a day, then what that means is you done swipe 3 of your hours just doing nothing.
Right.
I mean, literally just looking at, so is that worth your time?
Right. Is that worth your life?
Is that worth your life? Is that worth your time? Because when you literally start losing time, before you know it, and believe it or not, shoot, my kids, before you know it, I was like, oh my God, my kids are grown.
Right.
Oh my God, and you don't want to be like, well, half my life I think I was looking at social media.
Right.
I didn't accomplish anything.
Right. And you know, the crazy thing about it is that when we were growing up, it was this whole thing, like, people who watch TV all the time, they call them couch potatoes. You know,
Right.
and you'll sit in front of the television all day long from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, you're glued to the TV. Now people are glued to their devices. So each generation goes with a different thing that's gonna grab your attention. I think my one negative that I would have to say from social media is that social media always grabs. No, I'm not going to say social media always grabs, but it has a very influential spirit on it, and it can influence you positively. Because just like what we're doing tonight, getting the word out and trying to help other people build their lives one day at a time, one step at a time,
Right.
it's so many other people who are not looking for the good stuff or not looking for the good that can happen on social media. They're actually, sneaking on, trying to figure out how they can do some...
Or scam.
Yeah, a scam.
Scam
or,
somebody.
Old folks used to say devilment. My mama never used to say devilment. You're looking for some devilment to get into. You're looking for some bad stuff. I know what you're doing. You're over there looking for some devilment. That's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Hacking?
Yeah, hacking.
Right.
I mean, it's all
they
kind of
getting all that stuff.
It's all kind of stuff. I mean, you literally can figure out how to build crazy stuff on YouTube. How to destroy stuff. If you look at the school shootings and you look at the kidnappings and you look at the stuff, the clues are already put out on social media before it happened.
Yeah.
So a lot of times people are doing all this crazy stuff and grabbing all these bad influences off of social media. And, I don't want to kick it in the head because we're on social media right now. So,
right.
It is some good that can come out of it, but I think my one biggest negative is just so much of the negative influence that it has, especially on, I don't want to just say our young people, it has it on the old heads too.
Oh, it's
yeah.
The old heads done went crazy with it.
Yeah, the old heads.
I see women, I'll be like, are you serious? Like,
right.
It was a time where you couldn't even get a picture of a girl with some short shorts on.
Right.
Like you would have to beg that. Now you can shoot. You could just.
That's their profile picture.
Yeah. You could just stroll down and see it all.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing about it. People's profiles are porn now. You know what I mean? So
right.
you don't have to do anything else. You
right.
know what I mean? So it's crazy.
But that's what your kids are seeing too.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So not only are the adults doing crazy stuff with our kids.
Right.
Is seeing that as well, and
right.
then they turn around and they say, "What's wrong with our world?
Right. What's wrong with our youth?
What's wrong with our youth?
Yeah.
Well, how about it's you?
Right.
Well, how about it's you?
Right.
How about get yourself together and live a better example for our kids?
Let's drill that home before we get out of here. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If us as parents can get ourselves together and be a better role model for our kids, because at the end of the day, our kids learn from us.
Right.
And you could say, oh, they learned from the music and from this and this. And no, their core values is what you teach them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that if parents get themselves together,
right.
And I'm not saying, it could be too late for some of the younger kids. Mm-hmm. It actually can, but it got to start somewhere.
Right. Go ahead, Jay.
I remember when you and Mom told us when you guys went out to eat and you saw these old couples on their phone not even like communicating with each other at the restaurant.
Right. So tell them what happened.
Yeah, there was a time that we actually went out to eat.
Well, actually, we do go out to just view.
Right.
To see. We go out just to see, like, do you see this? Right.
The crazy thing about it, and that's going to be one of our dating shows that we're talking about with dating, whether you're dating your wife or you're dating your husband or whether you're actually dating your future wives or husband, is that you have to make sure that you're paying attention to one another. We were actually out at a restaurant and we were eating, and one of the rules at our house, when we're at the dinner table, we still eat dinner together.
That's right.
That you have to have your devices down. We literally want to talk to each other.
Right.
And if we're at a restaurant, the food comes, nobody's on their phones. Nobody's on their devices. Well, me and Dreamy, we actually turned to the left, and it was a couple who we perceived to have been at least old enough to be our parents.
Right.
I mean, white hair, not gray, white hair.
Right.
And both of them were like this. They were like, yeah.
They wasn't even talking to each other.
And the crazy thing about it is that's how addictive it has become, and that's how ridiculous it has become that, we are so drawn and attracted to what someone else is doing that we don't even know the person that's sitting in front of us anymore. And we have a lot of comments, man, that Pastor Vaughn says social media does have its positive as well as its negative. It just depends on the driven purpose, and discipline of yourself. Lady Brooks says she's agreed. It has to start at home. Lady Aquila says we have to be good examples for our children, good keepers of them as well. First Lady said it faster than I can type it. Amen.
All right.
Yeah. I truly believe that this is what I want to say. Is your page child friendly?
Right.
You know, whatever you are on social media, you know, can your children, well, shucks. Some of us don't even care if our children look at our pages or not, you know what I'm saying? But can Jesus look at your page and accept it? I mean, you know what I mean?
Right,
you know, if your page ain't Jesus proof, then you might need to, do some tweaking. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I didn't say twerking. I said tweaking, you know? I mean, Jesus ain't gonna be eating.
Listen. When Jesus asked you, why was this in your social media? You would say,
you know,
I should have had that.
Like, Jesus, you caught me. You know my heart, though, God. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I ain't been saved all my life. You went back too far in my profile, Jesus. You be looking too far. You supposed to be looking now. My pastor told me you don't look at my past, God. You know that.
Right.
You should have looked back and said that was 2014. You know what I'm saying? Catch me in my now, Jesus. Don't catch me in my old days.
Right.
Yeah. Look at Bree. Bree like, what in the world? Shoot, crisscross applesauce, man. Come on, y'all. Last point. What we gonna go home with, babe? What we gonna go home with?
Well, I want to let the kids say how do they feel that we can get social media better. And I know it really can't be, what can you do to improve as a business owner, or what can you do to improve as a superstar, or what can you do to improve as a business owner when people look at your page or your personal page, what are you guys going to do to be that light because we have to start somewhere. Right. We have to. It's people who look up to y'all. So what are you doing that when people see your page that is going to make a good?
Well, for my page, I like to put encouraging things to women. Like I like encouraging women and uplifting women. So I'll put like quotes about how start your own business, live your life how you want to live your life, be happy, stuff like that. And I also put up things about God and how God is the only one, and you should have the only relationship that really matters is the relationship with God. Like I put stuff like that up, just to,
Okay. It's gonna come all around. Christine?
I say
loud.
I say inspire people that they can do it. Basically, they can do anything that they put their mind to.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
I say what Bree said, to inspire people and like a superstar. I would say I'm that type of superstar that would tell people to start your business, start posting and quotes and stuff like that.
Okay.
I want you to say what you just said 10 times louder because it was brilliant.
Really
just say it one more time, 10 times louder. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Just say the same thing 10 times louder.
I say
louder.
Yell it like you be yelling at your sisters. Yeah.
Like if I was a superstar,
Yeah.
I would tell people to encourage. I would tell people to encourage people, post things to, save and say things about God and encourage people to.
Cool.
Okay.
Babe?
I would basically have to say, with the parents, just make sure that, because it is good and it is bad and it has its ups and downs, just encourage your kids to do better. And you do better. You make sure that you are the example for your kids. Do not be the person that your kids don't want to be like. I do have a thing. Thank God, all my kids want to be like me, and I try my hardest and my best, and I make sure that I'm the perfect example for my kids to be perfect examples for other people and perfect blessings for other people. So make sure that, and I'm not saying that everybody's perfect because we're not. So at the end of the day, make sure that you as parents is doing what you need to do to inspire your kids to always look up and look for the best and be motivated to do the best, and teach them how to just look over the negative things, because it's just don't need to be there.
Wow. Wow. The last thing I want to say is, in closing out, is that I find it always very humorous, not ha-ha funny, but like really, that when something goes on that's really tragic, like a school shooting or a homicide within the community, people come and say, I never knew it. I didn't think my son or my daughter would do something like that. Sometimes there are some surprises. But in reality, I think if we really truly have a good integrated fabric or a good close-knit relationship with our kids, with the parents, with our family, with our co-workers, with our neighbors, not just a hi Bob and going in the house, you know, but when you really, really, truly get to know people and you go back to that working together and talking to each other, there's going to be a lot less surprised people when all type of crazy stuff happens. So I know that no one is perfect. We all got some problems, so we're not trying to act like we're the Brady Bunch and we got the perfect little family going on. But one thing I will say is that let's all try to make a better difference now, starting tonight, starting today, that your social media page will be a whole lot better, that your image that you're portraying would be a whole lot better. A lot of times we say stuff like, I'm going to keep it real, and we end up keeping it real the wrong way versus keeping it real the positive way. Right. Let's keep it real, period. Who you are, be who you are. Bree, you said something that was so dynamic, that you said you like to encourage women. I want to challenge you to also encourage men as well. You are a very beautiful woman. You are a business owner. A lot of guys will listen to you. Trust me, guys listen to what's pretty. And you can tell them how to treat a lady. You can take that advice from the women that have trained you and the stuff that you've read and learned on your own. And I guarantee you a lot of guys will follow you and listen to what you got to say. You know, even though they'll be trying to talk to you, but still they'll follow you and listen to what you got to say. You actually have a lot of guys that's not going to talk to you too, that you can just inspire. Just inspire. Yeah, like you by what you do on a daily. Like a lot of men would be attracted to, man, this girl's a business owner. This is what she does. Right. This is what she do. That'd be great as well. And you know what's so crazy about that is that you have set the standard for what they'll look for. They won't look for the thought. You know, they won't look for the girl who's half naked. They won't look for the girl that's exposing herself. They'll look for the girl that's really got their stuff together and trying to go somewhere in life. Christina, I want to challenge you to tell everybody that you see, everybody that you talk to, everybody that you that comes across your page, that the same thing that inspires you, you inspire them with it. That your mind is the greatest muscle, is the greatest tool that you have, and you can do anything you want to do. Make it a point every day to at least say something to that effect. You'll be surprised how it's going to change your life. And Jada, let everybody know that age is just a number. That's right. No matter how young you are, no matter how old you are, you can do what you want to do.
My friend, I told her, I'm starting my business now, so why you
She said, her friend said, well, I'm starting my business when I'm 18. And she said, what you waiting 18 for? She said, I'm starting my business now. Right. Yeah. That's right. 18, shucks, the market may be gone. Start it now. Amen. Ain't that what we always say? Yeah. Don't start. The past is gone. The past is gone. The future ain't here. So do what you got to do now. Do what you got to do now. That's right. We love you guys. We thank God for our family. We love you all that are watching, that are commenting every week. Continue to subscribe on YouTube. Continue to comment on Facebook. Continue to catch us on all our networks. You'll see the comments. We are located at
109 Glenwood Avenue, North Glenwood in Dalton, Georgia. Come check us out every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, every Sunday morning at 10:30. We love what we do with you all, and we thank God that He's given us the opportunity to try to just be some help. We love helping you, so please, I hope you love helping us. Share with us your comments, your life, and if you want to partner with us, you also be able to see that in the comments. God bless. Good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Views already, but we also had 38 shares, so we're going to have that much share.
But we don't work.